Negative 2 over 3 all to the nth power.
So,
That's a 3.
geometric.
No. No. It's definitely an alternating series.
Okay,
Because as n changes, the sign of my terms are going to alternate. So what I have to do is I really have to write it like this. I need to factor out the negative 1, and then the 2/3 remains positive. Now, James, it is an alternating geometric series. Okay? But which test are we going to use? Alternating or geometric? Which one do you think wins out?
Alternating.
Exactly. Alternating. Okay? So, I need to do the alternating series test, which is only 2 things. One, I need to see if the limit of the nth term, which is 2/3 to the n, is that going to go to 0? By the way, I can think of this in terms of a geometric series. What's going to happen to the denominator?
It's going to outpace the numerator.
It's going to outpace the numerator, right? I'm going to get 4 over 9. I'm going to get 8 over 27. You can tell the difference between those two numbers is going to grow quite a bit. So this is going to go to 0. Okay, check. Now, I need to take the n plus 1th term, which is going to be 2/3 to the n plus 1 power. Is that less than or equal to 2/3 to the nth power, which is a sub n?
Yes.
Now here, if you're not quite sure, just pick a number. Say 4. Right? Or just pick 3. Right? What's 2/3 to the 3rd power? It's 2 cubed over 3 cubed. 8/27. But over here, I'd be raising to the 4th power. So I would have 16 over 81. Which one of those is a bigger number? Yeah, this is actually a bigger number. This is roughly 1/3, 0.33. This is like 0.2.
That's closer to
Right.
1/5.
So that's true. So, alternating series test works. So, alternating series test also always tells convergence. Okay? So,
Converge by alternating series.
alternating series test. Yeah.
And is it correct that if it does not, if it fails, then it's divergent?
No. If it fails, I'd have to go back to formula.
Which one is that?
That's your choice, you see.
No, which one is, if it fails this test, then that means that it passes the nth term?
That would probably be this one, because I think we'd have to see a number of examples to see if this holds true, but I'm pretty sure that if AST fails, it's more likely going to fail here. Okay? Now, it's possible that it fails here, and we need to try some other test. Remember, we still don't have ratio and root test yet. Okay? But, generally speaking, I think an alternating series test is going to fail here. Now, the nice thing about this is, what is this test right here? What is that test right here? The divergence test, yes. You see? And if I don't get 0, then it automatically diverges. But I would say diverges by divergence test. Okay. I suppose that there are some cases where this is equal to 0, but this doesn't work. Now, I haven't seen those yet, but we haven't finished this yet. Okay. All right. I had Libby send me the meme that she made last year. See if it's still.
Oh, boy.
The same thing.
I'm gonna keep recording so we can get
Yeah,
there.
here it is. Oh, you can't see it. Dang it. It's Norman Osborn from Spider-Man. Okay, here. Remember, he's all. Do you remember Spider-Man? It's an old movie, I guess.
Not really. I mean,
Well, it's 2002.
yeah,
It's
but
pretty
we were
old,
alive.
too. You were 4 when it came out, right?
Hey, I
So,
was 5.
remember how angry he got when he had to
Yeah.
get back to formula and then he killed the scientist? Anyway,
He kind of.
that's kind of how they were feeling last year. All right. I still think that's fun. And I don't know how to make a meme, so I don't know how she does it.
Meme generators.
Just go on
What?
Group Me, and there's a meme button on Group Me.
Oh, really?
You can meme anything.
Group meme?
The NHS.
Group meme.
All right.
There's apps you can download that
Okay.
can make them for you.
So let's, what?
You just have that everywhere, don't you?
Mr. Morris, did we ever show you the NHS memes from you, from Leanne?
No, huh? Show me. Here in just a second. Okay, how about this one? Okay. I think I'm at 4. N equals 1 to infinity. E to the 4n over n to the 4th plus 6.
Ooh. Interesting. So not a P series.
Thoughts?
The top one is faster.
Absolutely. It's the easiest one I've given you. Divergence test. The top function, exponential, is going to grow faster than any polynomial, eventually. So therefore, the terms diverge because they're getting larger instead of smaller. That's it. Divergence, or diverges by the divergence test, or nth term test. Okay. The reason that I'm not going to allow you to write DT or AST on the quiz and test is because tomorrow we learn 2 tests that start with the letter R, and I don't want you to develop that habit. So I'm cheating, but you can't.
Root test. Root. Ooh, could do that one. Root.
All right, how about this one? N equals 1 to infinity. 4 to the n plus 1 power over 6 to the n minus 1 power.
Wow. I
Go
feel
down your list.
like,
What do you do first?
divergence test.
Divergence test. Denominator grows faster. It's got a bigger base.
Okay.
Okay. P series?
No.
No. The exponent is a number, not the base. What's after that?
Geometric.
Is it geometric?
No.
Kind of. Yes, it is, actually. Now, it's not perfect. But I do have to, if I suspect that this is geometric, by the way, you can go all the way down the list and none of them are going to work. So the only thing that could be, and this is why we practice, is geometric series. But it's not in the right form yet. Because a geometric series has to look like this. And my common ratio, by the way, we always know our common ratio is a fraction. Right? Our common ratio is a fraction. Or if it's not a fraction, it diverges clearly because the terms are increasing. Okay? Right? So
The fraction is greater than 1. Or less than
well, is there any,
1. Like 3 over 2 is a fraction.
you know,
1 over 1 is a
I can't
fraction.
think of what I just said. I'm kind of feeling like saying something that was conditionally false. Okay. So, what I need to do then is I need to use exponent rules. This right here is 4 to the n times 4 to the 1. And this right here is 6 to the n times 6 to the negative 1. So you notice that right here, that's your a value. By the way, what is that?
24.
Exactly, that's 24. It's 4 times 6 to the negative, or 1, divided by 6 to the negative 1, which is really 4 times 6. And then your r is 4 over 6 to the nth power, which does reduce down to 2/3, but it doesn't matter. Now, converge or diverge?
Converge.
Okay, well, look at your list.
Right.
If you think it's a geometric series, yes. Is the absolute value of r less than 1? Yes. Is 4, 6 less than 1? Yes. Then, now, if I get a sum, an answer, it must converge. Otherwise, it diverges. So not only does this converge because it's a geometric series, I can actually find the sum. Okay? So S equals 24 over 1 minus 2/3, or 72. 24 divided by 1/3 is... Okay. Let me go ahead and tell you this. When you get a quiz, I will expect you to show converging or diverging and indicate the test. And I will also expect you to know that if the sum can be found or approximated, that you do so. Okay? Well, yes. Okay? All right. Now, if it's approximated, that would only be an alternating series, and I would tell you how many terms to use. Otherwise, I guess you're allowed to guess, but I wouldn't make you do that. Okay. So how many series, what series tests allow you to actually find the sum if it converges? Geometric, clearly, there's a formula for it. There's one other.
We don't know Taylor series yet.
Alternating series can be approximated, given the remainder term. It's usually a parameter given to you. There's one other. Remember, we're accumulating integral test, yes. Because if an integral test proves convergence, you also get a numerical answer. That would be your sum.